We don't realize that we're living in a world where we're presuming the nature of everything. Every energetic interaction we have, every physical interaction we have, everything we choose, we're like, oh, it's going to be this and it's going to come this way. And that's all presumptive realities. If you didn't start with presumptive realities, what you could do is tap into your amazing, miraculous energetic capacities. And if you tap into your amazing, miraculous energetic capacities, what happens is you get the sense of the energy of something you would like. Or you get the thing like, oh, I would like this. And you get the sense of the energy of it. And you go, oh, I'm going to access that energy. And what I'm going to do is, dear universe, show me the way. Okay? I'm going to access that energy. And now when you're functioning from energy and not presumptive reality, because presumptive reality is mental, energetic is your being. Okay? So now you're not doing presumptive reality as much. There are probably still some in there, but you can pock and pod those. So what you do is you get a sense of that energy and you're like, ooh, I would like that. So what you can do without the presumptive reality thing is you can tap into the energy, which is your unique capacity. See, you have a unique interaction with the whole world. And this is so beautiful, okay? This is so beautiful. This is the beauty of you showing up. You have a unique interaction with the world. You have a unique energetic interaction with the world, okay? A unique energetic interaction with the world. That's you. And so what happens is you may have a desire for something. You're like, oh, I would like, I don't know, this much money. I'd like to live in this place. I'd like this relationship. I'd like this for the world, whatever it is. When you energetically, when you get the awareness of that and you interact with that, it's you interacting with something that may not yet exist, that starts to actualize it, starts to take it from this sort of formless thing into actualization in this world. Now, so notice that energy, okay? You have a sense of something you would like and you're like, oh, I'm going to have that. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it takes, I'm going to have that, okay? You interact with this, which is basically because we live in an infinite universe, which is really weird because, once again, we can't figure that out. But we live in a universe of all kinds of possibilities. All those possibilities, so many of those possibilities are way beyond anything we can think. Okay? But our being energetically can go, ooh, I'd like that. That's, by the way, you know how technology is like speeding along? There's so many new things, so many new technologies, so many ways of changing things, so many ways of undoing things and whatever, right? All of those are from an awareness of a possibility that somebody was willing to uniquely have, that they went, oh, let's go in that direction because the possibility speaks to you. The possibility, which is weird, it doesn't talk to you, but energetically it's like, hey, I want to come into the world. You seem to get me. So can you make me happen, please? Which is one of the ways things happen. One of the other ways is you and your desire for something are like, oh, I'd like this. And it's this thing where the consciousness of what you're asking for, whether it exists yet or not, doesn't matter. See, the consciousness of what you're asking for, it doesn't have to already exist, quote unquote, because in this realm of consciousness, every possibility exists. Okay? Which is like, whoa. Anybody getting a little dizzy? You're like, oh, whoa. Yeah, that's your world. Okay? When you're a little dizzy, that's you being you. That's you not being your mind. That's you being you. Okay? So what happens is, if you energetically interact with it and you ask for it and you go, hey, dear consciousness, dear universe, dear whatever it is that's dear to you, that you ask for a contribution from, please help. Okay? Please help. And if you keep the sense energetically with that, you can, as it starts to go from just energetics into physical actualization, you start to get closer and you start to realize the choices that you can make that will allow it to show up. Dude, don't you wish somebody would have told you this when you were like this big? Because that's not what we're taught. What are we taught? Let's look at the way that we've been taught to do it. You come up with a conclusion about what you need to solve your problem. Even that beginning, how many presumptive realities do you have that all of your capacity for choice and creation is about solving problems? Wow. Do you realize just that one point of view, how much that could just, because remember, your point of view creates your reality. how many presumptive realities do you have that the only way to create possibilities and the only reason for possibilities is to solve and go beyond problems? So how many problems, because remember, you have this as a presumptive reality, how many problems do you have to manufacture and then overcome, which proves how powerful you are, to get to possibilities? Do any of you have parents? Probably most of you, I know. Whew. How many of you had parents that were problem solvers? How many of you have parents that continuously have problems as though it's the source of their life? Now, here's an interesting thing. There's a lot of people in the world that have the point of view that, goodness, if we just had more money, or if we just lived in a different place. But the money is a really big one. A lot of people in the world have the point of view, if we just had more money, then we wouldn't have these problems. No, money is irrelevant. Money is irrelevant to the level of problems you choose, because the level of problems you choose was hardwired in before you could talk. The level of problem you choose was hardwired in before you could even talk. Presumptive realities. But how many of you have heard about or know somebody who has a lot of money and a lot of problems? All kinds of people, right? The amount of money you have is irrelevant to the amount of problems you have. When you're willing to get over the presumptive reality of the need of problems and not have that as the source to get to possibilities, and when you're willing to explore the possibilities energetically, which is your first language, which is the one you really speak, this mind thing is so much less and so clunky and so linear and so positive, negative, right, wrong, good and bad, okay? But if you're willing to tap into that unique energetic capacity you have, and it no longer is about, I would like this, what problems do I need to overcome to get there? Ask and you shall receive becomes a reality. So one of the big things about getting rid of presumptive realities is we no longer have to presume how things are going to show up. We can ask and then be guided to having them show up. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Doesn't that sound like more fun? As part of presumptive reality, one of the things we do is we hold in place a lot of heaviness as though that's us. And here's the interesting part is people will fight to the death for their presumptive realities and to make them right. Can I tell you why? Need of reactive realities, or NORs for short. Now notice, we got a lot of lightness as we're talking about presumptive realities, right? And then notice when I bring up the part 2, need of reactive realities, you're like, oh, I thought I was free, and now you're bringing up that shit. What the fuck, man? I used to like you. I don't know if I like you anymore. You're... So, part 2 is the need of reactive realities. Now, what is that? That is where you require a particular reaction, and other people require of you a particular reaction to know that their presumptive reality is real and true and right, good, perfect, and correct. Because look at this for a moment. One of the things we said for a long time, and you want to have this in your awareness, is if there's something that keeps showing up in your life that you say that you hate, if it keeps showing up, it's because you love something about it. If something continues to show up and you go, oh, I hate this, it's because there's something you love about it. At some point, it filled some need. And one of the major needs that we fulfill by holding on to our heaviness and our unhappiness and our judgment of us is the need of connection with others. Because think about it. When you were really happy, if any of you remember being really happy, like as a little kid, did you ever, when you were really happy, when you were too much, what happened? Did your parents go, yay, you little bright shining light, go and piss people off with your happiness? Or did they try to make you fit in? Stop being so out of control. So to a certain extent, we've learned that if we're too happy and have no problems, we also won't have any friends. And here's the interesting part, is you would diminish you so you can have connection with others. What if you didn't have to anymore?